Welcome back, delightful humans, to Delightfully Dysfunctional Therapist Reacts, and today I'll be reacting to NF's song, I Just Wanna Know. Just continuing on the NF journey, and this one cinematically has felt different than a lot of the other NF songs, and as you'll hear, I really go into some of the commonalities just between the grief when it comes to the death of someone and the grief when it comes to the end of a relationship and some of the attachment themes that show up. And it was just really beautiful. I really appreciate his work, and it feels very cool to be alive at the same time as NF and to get to participate in this journey with you. And those are little things that I always try to remind myself to be grateful for, because it feels really lovely to connect with you on these heartfelt songs. And music is meant to be open to interpretation. That's the beauty of it, is that I feel that most artists put their music out there and they're wanting you to have a relationship with it, which means infusing your own special spice into how it resonates with you in your heart. And that's what I'm doing here. So this is my full, complete Kehlani the person reaction. Being a therapist just honestly got you to click the button. I am a therapist, but it's the least important thing about me. So thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoy. And one more just quick tidbit. Sometimes people seem to criticize if I'm commenting on having watched it and then they see me watching it. We film the intros after I've already filmed so that I can at least share a general idea of some of my takeaways that I gathered. But I watched it as a pure reaction for the first time ever. And in those moments of older videos that you may have watched, that's called learning. That's called learning, and I'm doing it in real time. And I'm not going to say sorry for it, because I think that that's something that we need to accept and give more grace for others and for ourselves. The process of being brave enough to learn and be a fool, and to do so with levity. Thank you again for joining me on this journey. It would mean the world to like, subscribe, and share. You can find more information about me on the Delightful Pod Instagram, also at Kehlani_evolve, and on my website, coachkehlani.com. Thank you so much and enjoy. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, only time you ever call me is when you feeling like don't nobody else wanna listen. When's the last time you saw me? You probably don't remember that, cause that was back when you were different. I don't wanna hear the sorries. I'm tired of all the talking, to be honest. I would rather see it different. Yeah, you passed me in the hallway, but you ain't said a word to me. Lately all I ever feel is this, and you don't care that you lost me. What's wrong with you? Had a picture of you sitting on the dash in the car with me. Now it's in my closet with the other one sitting in the box. I don't wanna open up, you took it all from me. Told me you would die for me. Yeah, all you ever do is lie to me. Wish that I could say that this has come as a surprise to me. Tell me that I never took the time, and now you ain't got the time for me. Yeah. I remember that. I guess I don't know what happened to us. Now you got me questioning what trust is. You told me you would be there for me, yeah, but you ain't really mean it, did you? Now you wanna jump ship. Leave me here alone while I'm used to it. Everybody else did. Who you having fun with? Don't tell me I don't wanna know. Every time I ask, I just feel sick. You're the one that jumped in. Told me you had feelings. Now you trying to tell me that it's not true. I ain't got a clue who I'm looking at right now, but I know the person that I'm looking at is not you. Yeah, they say you are who you hang with. Maybe that's the reason you've been changing. Maybe that's the reason why I'm feeling like you're dangerous. And every time we talk, it's like I'm talking to a stranger, huh?
Okay, I had to listen to more of that than I usually do before I commented, because what I'm seeing in the lyrics, I understand the connection, but the lyrics sound much more like a breakup, and you're realizing this isn't someone that you should be with, and the red flags that you're noticing. And then it was hard when I was getting flashes of also so much grief, but doesn't that make sense? When you're breaking up with someone, when you're realizing that anyways, and you're realizing these things that aren't clicking. It is a grief. It is such a deep grief of a future or, a connection that you thought you would get to have. And in the vehicle, part of me, I'm wondering, were they fighting maybe about infidelity or like fighting about, he's saying a lot about like not wanting to open up and feeling like there's lies. And so it feels like there's a confrontation that was happening in the vehicle, but then it's both people that were, at fault from what I could see. There's kind of like a wrestling for the steering wheel when the car was flipping. So it's like the end of a relationship can so much be, just like being so triggered from our hurt parts and it turning into such a tumultuous and painful experience, like rolling a vehicle, like an accident. And there's multiple factors. That's what I'm getting. It's so interesting too, like this last part of the song where it's like, now you want to jump ship. Well, I'm used to it. Everybody else did. Who you having fun with? Don't tell me I don't want to know every time I ask. I just feel sick. And yet he's speaking to the body of the girl on the ground in this accident. That's so much of like also when there is a death, especially in early childhood. So it's interesting that this is like not about early childhood, but it might trigger these feelings actually. Oh, it's all connecting actually. Yeah. Where when a child loses a parent and a parent dies, it feels still like an abandonment, especially in that child's mind when their brain isn't fully developed. And so there's part of that makes a lot of sense to me too, where then it can mimic, our relationships with our parents and the attachments that we have can show up in the attachments that we are drawn to and feel more familiar with in adulthood and romantic relationships. And so, a parent saying, I will always be there for you, and then dying can feel like you abandoned me, because children view their parents as such big roles in their life. They're heroes. A relationship where you are hoping for a secure connection, and then there turns out to be lies and deceit or dishonesty, can feel again like this huge, betrayal, but an abandonment, knowing I don't know how old NF was when his mother died, but there were a lot of ways that she had abandoned him and had lied, I'm sure, with drug use being involved and with, the pieces that I've learned in the comments from you from his childhood. So that's where it's taking me right now. And it was fun to unpack that in real time with you. So I'll watch the second half.
So while I'm feeling like you're dangerous, and every time we talk it's like I'm talking to a stranger. When did you get so cold? What happened to your soul? Don't you see me?
This is actually wild, yeah. When did you get so cold? Well, and he's pulling a body out of the car. The body is getting colder. What happened to your soul? That can be a question that we have when our partner's, shadow self comes out, when it feels like they are so unsafe to be around, which was also referenced in the song. Like, what happened? I thought I knew this spirit, this soul in you. I don't see it anymore. And that feels really scary, but also mimicked in when someone dies. Like, what happened to your soul? Like, when we associate that so much with our physical body. And so to see like a lifeless body and not feel like that presence is very much like someone who's maybe like sleepwalking in a relationship, but isn't fully there, isn't fully present, and has really operating out of very protective parts that can cause harm, because hurt people hurt people. Anyways, I caught that, and that was juicy. So let's keep watching. Oh. Wow. Wow, I really loved almost like that, like rhythmic, repetitive, like heartfelt singing on repeat, that like same words on repeat while it's almost the most intense part of the music video, and like the visuals of like it's after the chaos and you're just like the wreckage, the wreckage of pain at the end of a relationship, of grief, but also of, you know, death. And there's so much crossover there. And so I like so very much that he chose to represent death, and also the lyrics tying in so much to other forms of death and grief, the death of a relationship, the grief of what cannot be, the acceptance. Ooh, the acceptance is painful. It's so painful to accept this isn't what I thought it was. The abandonment, all of these themes are really coming up for me when I watch this music video. And at some point in my lifetime, I would like want to meet NF. Like I want to meet this man. It is such a treat to watch these music videos. He can just transmute his emotions so beautifully and concisely. And I really liked that, I don't know, I like the ones that have like aggression because that represents a part of us that we all have. But I'm also just in a season of like softness and like allowing whatever emotions come up. There's not like as much resistance, and so I gravitate to the songs that allow for that too. So even though this is really sad, it's so vulnerable, and there is a softness to some of the flow of it that I really liked, the melody. Wow. I want to know I feel like for anyone who's like a hardcore NF fan, you probably saw a lot of those parallels too. Please let me know in the comments. I have so much fun understanding your reflections because, you know, everyone gets to throw their own spice, their own interpretation into songs, and that's the beauty of music. So I in no way am trying to say that I am an expert who knows all. I've said multiple times that being a therapist is the least exciting thing about me, I think. This is just Kehlani the person giving you my honest reflections, and largely based on like personal experience and my own growth. I just thank you for being along for the ride, and for joining me, and for joining James and I on the Delightfully Dysfunctional channel. So if you want more information when it comes to healthy relationships and healthy attachment, which this song really blends into those themes very strongly, please check out those episodes. We have our podcast, Delightfully Dysfunctional, where we go over a range of mental health topics, including healthy relationships and toxic family patterns. And although that doesn't sound exciting, like we find our way to bring some levity to it, I promise you. And we so appreciate you, delightful humans, being here. I will have some more offerings soon. So if you're interested at all in working with me, please check out my Instagram at Kehlani_evolve. We also have our Delightfully Dysfunctional Instagram page at DelightfulPod on Instagram. And you can find me on my website, CoachKehlani.com. Once again, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.